saw smoke in a lot of emergency vehicles near the airport today. It was all a drill. KTIV's Connor Trett takes us to the Sioux Gateway Airport, where it played host to an emergency training exercise in the event of a catastrophe on the runway.
To the untrained eye, this may seem like a Sioux City bus, but on Saturday morning, this was actually the fuselage of an E-175 commercial flight with 35 passengers on board. All a part of a training program here at the Sioux Gateway Airport to keep our emergency responders sharp. To keep up with FAA regulations, every 3 years, airports across the nation participate in a simulated emergency response to a plane crash.
The simulated scenario was an Embraer 175 that was coming in to land on this runway, landing north, runway 31. The door on that aircraft simulated that it popped off, and I'm sure you guys have heard some incidents where cabin doors have popped off an airplane. And the other part of the scenario was the door hit the horizontal stabilizer of the aircraft, losing total hydraulics on the aircraft, and the aircraft crash landed on this runway.
On top of the fire crews and emergency management, the drill also puts local hospitals to the test.
We pre-stage victims at each hospital so that the hospitals get a flood of patients all at one time, and it stresses their emergency room response to something like this.
In a community like Sioux City that experienced the crash of United Flight 232 in 1989, trainings like this further highlight the need to stay prepared for a large-scale emergency response.
You know, the crash at 232, is still in our memories here. That incident alone underscored the criticality of practicing these skills.
One of the emphasis that we wanted to point out here was United 232 had the catastrophic failure at 37,000 feet, 50 miles away from this airport. Nobody expected that airplane to make it down to this airport, but it came down here. So what we were trying to emphasize is that it doesn't matter where this airplane could be. It may not even be our customer, but it can happen to this airport, so be prepared.
Staying prepared for the possibility of the worst. In Sioux City, Connor Trett, KTIV News 4.
After the drill, Sioux City Emergency Management held a debriefing with the first responders to see where they could further improve their response.